Hey, Rick.
Hey, Megan.
I feel like I'm melting today. It's almost October. I was just
Hmm.
outside running around looking at this phenomenal fourplex that I have listed, and some of the tenants moved out. So owner said, "Hey, we're here." So I ran over and did some video and some
Cool.
pictures. And because when you've got property for sale with tenants in it, it's sometimes a bit of a challenge,
Hmm.
getting in
Can be
there.
right now.
Yeah, exactly. No
Yeah.
kidding. We won't even get into that. But
Ugh,
yeah, so I'm a little bit flustered. Anyway,
that's okay. It's hot out there today, man. It's gonna be
I know,
October this week, and it's 100 degrees.
I
Ugh.
know, I know. Isn't October though usually hotter than hell? Like when the kids are wearing their Halloween outfits, you're
Ugh.
afraid that they're melting in there.
It's not supposed to be, at least, but it seems like it has been the last few years. And I kind of like the cooler weather in October, but not
Yeah,
happening right now.
I'm with you.
Uh,
So we've got a big event happening tonight. It's the first
yeah.
presidential election, and we've been hearing about it a lot for the whole year,
Yeah.
especially in our industry, because people are always
Hmm.
looking for some sort of, they're looking for some kind of measuring stick,
Yeah, it's an indicator, right? Something to tell them what to do next.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants a crystal ball.
Yeah.
And so you found some really helpful points to talk about today in light of the debate tonight. So
Hmm.
let's do it. I'm going to give you the floor. All right.
Oh, thanks. All good stuff. So, the debates are top of mind right now with all of us, certainly. And the climate is a little bit kind of weird. Let's face it, it is what it is. But so let's look at how that impacts the housing industry, right? What that means to us, for our buyers and our sellers out there right now. So there's a few things we know for sure. The housing market is rock solid, simply no doubt about that. There's showing no signs of weakness whatsoever. In fact, the last two winters have been very solid. So we're
Mm,
not having any weakness. And so one of the things they're reading a lot right now with respect to the industry and some of the experts that are out there, they're talking about the affordability level right now is at an all-time high. I mean, with
mm-hmm,
rates this low. And so they're saying that if buyers are missing out by waiting because of the high rate of affordability. And then I saw this morning that there's a lot of indicators on what's going on in terms of the rate of appreciation, right? And so there's this survey. It's called the Pricing Index, and that's like the gold standard in the housing industry, and that's what all the economists look at in terms of the health of the housing market. And so that was just released this morning for July, and it showed that in July on a nationwide level, housing increased on an annual basis at 4.8% in July.
mm-hmm,
That's rock solid. And that 4.8% was a 0.5% higher than June, and they're anticipating August to be even higher than July.
mm-hmm.
And so what's driving that is we know low inventory levels. A lot of buyers are taking advantage of this affordability level right now. So,
Right.
so the market is in great shape. The economy is in great shape. As crazy as that sounds in this pandemic,
It does.
market's in great shape. And so let's look at what that means in terms of the longer term approach with respect to mortgage rates. The question always becomes, well, when is the mortgage rate going to start going up? Well, the reality is the rates change a little bit every day, up or down a little bit every day. Sometimes it's more volatile than others. But we know that what the Fed looks at in terms of keeping rates low is the rate of inflation. Okay, because high inflation, the way you control inflation is through interest rates.
Mm,
Okay, and so that if inflation gets to go out of control, the way the Fed's control that inflation rate is to raise the rates.
mm-hmm,
The numbers that the Feds are looking for to keep rates low is at about the 2.5% rate of inflation, annual inflation. That's very low. The rate of inflation right now is running right at 2%. So the good news is that inflation's in line with what the Feds are expecting it to do, which indicates as well that we think rates will be, I can't say that below 3% forever for sure, but we're not going to see 4.5% either. right? So we're not any risk of rates going through the roof. Not that 4.5% is a high rate either. We're just kind of spoiled now by sub 3%
Right, totally.
rates,
Yeah.
right? So the message really is very clear that even though we're going into an election cycle here, the housing market's as strong as it ever has been. The affordability levels are super high. People can afford to buy a lot more home now, and that the rate of appreciation for homes is very consistent. It's running right around 5%.
Which is
So
total safety zone.
that's safe, right? That's a very
It's like
marginal,
having the perfect
safe
amount of
number.
cholesterol, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly right. So what does it mean for a home buyer though, right? Let's look at the cost of waiting. Let's say a house now for 600,000, right? If they don't buy now and they wait a year, they've just lost about $30,000 in equity, plus what they would have paid down on that mortgage by having a low rate.
Plus
So,
the
right?
tax advantages of having, you know, an interest rate write-off, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
with
bet
you.
you the tax benefits for sure.
Yeah, it's like, who can afford to ignore a healthy 5% a year? You know, I
That's
mean,
very respectable.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
very respectable.
I had someone ask me this morning, like, have things changed, you know, in the last few weeks? And the only times I've seen things change in just a period of a few weeks is related to, you know, a giant interest rate hike like we had in 2018. It was kind of a adjustment period because people,
Sure.
they look at what they can pay a month. They don't look
Right.
at the total cost. They look for the
You're
monthly
right.
cost, you know.
Right. For sure.
So with
When
this
yeah.
interest rate like they are and rents like they are, it's like for this very unique time in history, they have a chance to really pay what they would be paying for rent.
For
you
rent.
know?
Yeah, I run those numbers all day long, and I scratch my, I look at housing prices in the 700,000-800,000 range with 5% down. And I do the numbers and go, wait, let me do that again. That payment's that low. I can't. Even for me, I'm thinking, how could it be that low? That seems kind of crazy. It's
Right.
almost the same as rent for that level of home. So that's that. We're talking about that affordability index, right? Where what they've been a 3 or 5% down payment, typically 5% down. The housing affordability is really, really high.
Right. So the bottom line is here today is that typically the year after an election, great housing year, we don't see any red flags that would say housing is about to go in the toilet.
Correct.
People have to, this is not like the last, recession when nobody asked any questions and just got whatever loan they wanted. This is a much different process. People have to be thoroughly vetted. And so far, so good. If you see an opportunity, you got to go for it. Seize the day.
Now's the time.
Buy a house. Even, it's like I was talking to a friend of mine and they're going to watch this and they're going to know that I'm talking about them. So it was last Friday and we were having a discussion about them purchasing their first home, and they're looking at spending like a really significant amount of money, like $900,000, right? And I said, what is wrong with you? Don't do that. Buy something now, and then build up equity, live there for a few years, and then buy a bigger house. You don't typically go from 0 to 60 in 30 seconds.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I talked about that with buyers as well. They'll say, well, I'm going to save some more money. I'm going to save $10,000 more.
No, you can't.
What does $10,000 mean? Well, first of all, it's hard to save 10,000.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Number two, the difference in payment on $10,000 is about $43 a month.
Right.
And then right?
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm sorry, then as they sit on the sidelines waiting, the property values go up 20 or 30,000. So that $10,000 they thought they were going to save, they just lost 30,000. Makes no sense, right?
Good intentions gone bad, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Well, I'll watch the debate tonight. I know that you're going to watch it.
Oh man.
We'll hope that
we get a glass of wine going for that one or something.
We'll hope that the best for our country and that we get good decision makers.
That's the plan.
All right. Well, thanks for your time. Great topic today. Very timely. You are a genius. and we'll send this out this week.
All right, thanks, Meg. Have a good day. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
You too.
See ya.